Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, head currency analyst. In this video, I'm going to be taking you through the Forex market wrap. We're going to highlight what's happened this week and what could potentially happen going into next week. Now, obviously, we've just had the non-farm payroll numbers out. We've had jobs decrease or come in less than forecast on the non-farm employment change. However, we've had an increase in the average hourly earnings and a decrease in the unemployment rate. Now, these figures have been taken in a bit of a sort of way which is, I'd say, both good and bad. We've saw some initial selling from the market when the announcement was had. Then we've saw some buying from the market, and it's been a bit of a mixed result due to the fact that we have these type of numbers, because despite the non-farm employment change showing a decrease in the numbers of jobs made, the fact is that they are higher quality jobs because the average hourly earnings have gone up. So that just means that there may have been less jobs created, but there could still be more money put into the system due to the fact that they are better sort of high quality jobs being created. Now, going to the weekly time frame of the dollar index, this doesn't really help us in our decision making, because now it looks like price is going to close as a inside candlestick. Now, an inside candlestick usually shows some kind of indecision in the market, and when there's indecision like this at a crucial level, price could be swayed either way. And if the data out of the US is going to suggest that the dollar is going to get a little bit weaker, we could see price break back within this $93 area and move back towards the swing lows. However, technically, we are still in an uptrend. If I go into this daily time frame and just zoom out a little bit, we are still technically on this slight uptrend here. Now, what we may see instead is price pull back down into this sort of 93.75 area, or pull back into the previous swing highs here and continue that upward momentum in the market. So that is definitely something that can happen. Alternatively, we will see price break and push back down into the $92 area once again. So keep an eye on the US dollar. It could be time to see this market reverse ever so slightly. However, price is still technically in an uptrend. We should still technically be a buyer of the dollar in the short term. Looking at pound then, so pound this week was very interesting. Didn't quite make the move down which we were expecting. The weekly close last week was a strong bearish break below 136. This week, however, again showing an inside candlestick, a bullish inside candlestick at support. However, so pound is showing us that maybe the dollar move is going to be to the downside, because if pound US dollar is finding this false breakout at support, and if it breaks the weekly high next week, then we could see some upside on pound US dollar despite having broken through and closed below this crucial level. Going into Aussie, so Aussie was an interesting market for us this week. We wanted to be on the long side of Aussie, especially against the likes of the euro, which we'll get onto in a second. Because of this weekly situation here with the price action, it was suggesting to us that maybe we could see a move to the upside. We haven't quite had that impulse. However, we're still getting these kind of low ranging candlesticks at a decent support price. So is that going to support the opportunity for the monthly to move higher, weekly forming a higher low? Could we see price trend back to 7,480? If we are, then we could see this daily time frame change trend and move higher. What I'm waiting for here on the Australian US dollar is for trend to break, because at the moment we have technically an inverse head and shoulders pattern. However, price has not formed a higher high, which is something that I would wait for in order to identify trends. So what I need to see is that higher high being formed. If it does, then we can look for long opportunities back up into these swing highs on Aussie. Finally then, Euro Aussie. This is one of our main charts from the start of the week. If we can see the previous post, I'll link it in the blog post. But essentially we have this head and shoulders pattern. Price is breaking through that now. Could see a continuation to the downside, especially if we go to this daily time frame and zoom out, very nice strong break of this neckline area, which runs as an ascending neckline. All I'm going to be looking for now is a pullback into some key areas. So we have obviously the neckline area, which is around about 159, or we have some lows a little bit higher up around about 1.6. These areas could act as resistance in the future. So if the Australian dollar is going to get stronger, we could look to buy the Australian dollar against the euro, as the euro is a little bit weaker against the currency in this pair. So keep an eye on that. Nice to see that the head and shoulders pattern has completed. Let's see if we get some further downside. Could see a move back down into the 156 area. So keep an eye on these markets. Thanks for watching the videos this week. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, leave this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the YouTube channel to see some more Forex content, and I will speak to you next week.